Let's do the closed session first, Donna, because the regular session needs some amendments.
Okay.
So can we have a motion to approve the closed session minutes from May 14th, 2013?
Motion. Second.
Roll call, Donna, on the closed session minutes.
Daniels?
Yes.
Mayberry?
Yes.
Teresa? Yes. Stewart?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes. And then the minutes of the regular meeting for May 14th, 2014, Donna, I believe we all know that there are some amendments to that minute. Specifically for me, at resolution 7613, there are significant amendments there with regard to the notes as to who moved for approval of that resolution, who seconded, and what the votes were.
Okay, so it was approved by, it was a motion by Mayberry, second by Daniels, that's correct.
That is correct.
And then it was, yes, I got
Talisa voted yes, Chan voted yes,
it. Correct.
Daniels voted yes, Mr. Mayberry, I believe, voted no, and Mr. Thorpe abstained.
I was correct.
Any other amendments to the minute?
Anything else anyone saw? All right, I'll have them fixed and just
So-
take over the website, correct?
So with those amendments, can I have a motion to approve?
Motion. Second.
Roll call, Don?
Daniels?
Yes.
Mayberry?
Yes.
Teresa?
Yes.
Stewart?
Yes.
Shannon?
Yes. All monthly reports and communications are posted on the bulletin board in the rear. And next on the agenda is item 9, schedule appointments. There were no scheduled appointments tonight, correct, Don?
Correct.
Next, I would like to open the meeting to the public for comments on agenda items only. Meeting is open to the public.
Good evening, committee. I was going to say councilman committee. I have agenda item 14, revolution. 14 revolutions B.
Which one?
Yeah, for revolution B 7913. Can you clarify more?
Yes. We're paying for the reevaluation of the properties in the township. Is that correct, Don?
Yes, we have a 5-year bond, and
Mhm.
it's called a special item of revenue, and we have to pass a resolution to include it in our bonding each year.
And my last one is revolution E 8213.
This is a refund of taxes. The mortgage company and the homeowner both paid the taxes, so we refund one of them.
Well, thank you.
Any other public comment on agenda items? Hearing none, I closed for public comment on agenda items. There are no continued agenda items, no old business, and under new business, we have several proclamations to make tonight. The first proclamation is in regard to American Legion Post 509, then the AMVETS Post 79, proclamation for police officers, and then proclamation for emergency services. Let me begin by saying that by making these proclamations in the month of May, we certainly, as a committee, are not attempting to exclude any departments in our township. We especially want to recognize before we go forward our public works department that frankly works beyond belief for our town. We make these proclamations tonight because traditionally in the month of May, we recognize our military, our police officers, our first responders. So by making these proclamations tonight, we're certainly not attempting to exclude any department. We simply recognize in the month of May certain departments that are traditionally recognized in this country. I am going to read the first paragraph of each proclamation, and I think we're going to break for just a few minutes to have some refreshments out in the hallway. The first proclamation is the Memorial Day Proclamation to American Legion Post 509, and it reads as follows. Whereas each day as Americans we enjoy the freedom of peace, prosperity, and independence. These are virtues upon which the United States was built and ideals that bind us together as a nation. On Memorial Day, we pause to remember that freedom comes at great cost. Throughout history, in fields, skies, and sea around the world, American military personnel have stood tall to oppose the enemies of freedom. Many of these brave servicemen and women gave their lives to defend our liberty and uphold the promise of our democracy. The first paragraph of the proclamation for the AMVETS Post 79 also read as follows. Whereas each day as Americans we enjoy the freedom of peace, prosperity, and independence. These are virtues upon which the United States was built and ideals that bind us together as a nation. On Memorial Day we paused, and we paused yesterday, to remember that freedom comes at a great cost. Throughout history, in fields, skies, and seas throughout the world, American military personnel have stood tall to oppose the enemies of freedom. Many of these brave servicemen and women gave their lives to defend our liberty and uphold the promise of our democracy. The proclamation as to police officers reads as follows. Whereas today in the United States, some 900,000 law enforcement officers put their lives on the line for the safety and protection of others. They serve with valor and distinction and with great success. Whereas that protection comes at a price. Each year there are approximately 60,000 assaults on law enforcement officers, resulting in nearly 16,000 injuries, and sadly over the last decade, an average of 160 officers a year have been killed in the line of duty. Throughout U.S. history, over 19,000 law enforcement officers have lost their lives. And lastly, the proclamation for the emergency services. Whereas every day of the year, at all hours of the day and night, we rely on emergency medical services, also known as EMS, professionals and volunteers for critical care in our homes, on our roads, in our hospitals, and wherever needs exist. EMS teams serve all Americans, standing ready to respond at a moment's notice and tirelessly enhancing our country's preparedness and resilience. I am proud to have read these proclamations, and I think we all need to give a round of applause to all of these. And thank you all for your service to the community. Sure.
Mayor Chang, I just wanted to thank you and my colleagues here on the committee for this evening. This evening came at great introspection and some degree of thought. Many of us are aware that each year, May 15 marks the week that we honor police, and here in our own county with emergency services in Burlington County, in Westampton Township. In the morning, we have a service dedicated to our police officers. In the evening, we have a service dedicated to our firefighters lost in the line of duty, and our EMS, affectionately known as EMS, emergency services. One of the things that I've always been reminded of, and yesterday being Memorial Day, there's always a special place in almost every American's heart for our men and women who answer the call, in many cases writing a blank check up into payable in debt. And yesterday's memorial service, Mayor Chang and I, we attended the joint service, was in honor of that. So long story short is, I wanted an opportunity, and I reached out to the mayor and Donna Ryan to simply say thank you. I think it's always the right time to do the right thing. And your work never goes unnoticed from our military, our police, our fire. I love each one of you guys. Because what I realize at the end of the day, whether it's Oklahoma, whether it's Boston, or whether it's any situation where you guys, you have no choice, you gotta be there. I'm reminded, who's taking care of your family while you're doing what you have to do to lie between us and whatever the situation is? So, all more often than not, there's a significant other or a spouse holding down the fort. I salute each one of you guys and ladies. I'm really proud of you. I'm proud of what we have here in Westampton Township from our professionals. I think the mayor aptly, concisely put it with Mike Weenan and his guys, and quite frankly, our entire cadre of people who work to make Westampton proud. One of my favorite quotes have always been Andrew Carnegie, where he just simply said, "You can take away my millions, but leave me with my people, for it's with my people I will make my millions again." By that assertion, this community is rich simply by the men and women who live in it and the men and women who work for it. Thank you all. That's it.
And I'd like to acknowledge the members of Post 509 who are here tonight. Could you just stand for me, please? Post 79. I see our police officers are here in full force tonight. Please stand up. And members of our EMS who are here tonight, please stand. Tonight, stand up, because I don't want to hear it. And I'd like to acknowledge tonight James Kostopoulos, who is a retired police lieutenant, and I believe the president of the New Jersey Police Honor Legion. Welcome, welcome tonight. Love to take a photo. We can do that outside when we do the refreshments. Sure. How's that? All right, folks, here's